tonight.
Alright, hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to my monthly comic predictions. This month we're doing issue 184. Actually comes out tomorrow, so I'm kind of rushing this whole predictions video thing. I do have a few ideas in my head. I haven't written anything down. I usually do, like for my last month's one and for a lot of my other videos, I usually write them down on like a notepad, and then as I'm going on with the video, I would, between takes, I would look down and read what I've got, but there's nothing there. I am just going to be talking to the camera. Let's just jump straight into the predictions. Right, so last month's issue was a good issue. We had a lot of aspects to the issue that we've not had in a while. We also saw, Michonne go through that whole stage of just being absolutely bombarded and abused by the Commonwealth soldiers and... no, sorry, not soldiers. She was getting abused by the community members for defending the soldiers in a court case because, she was a lawyer and that's what she's become in the Commonwealth. And she was appointed to protect one of the soldiers who had actually killed a member of the community. And ever since then, she's been getting just abuse after abuse off the community members. And this issue, I think, is going to extend upon that. So, I mean, there isn't a tremendous amount that I can really say about this issue. I mean, of course, here's the cover. And it does have some kind of explanation to it. I mean, all we can really see are, just Eugene, a Commonwealth member, and Stephanie, and that doesn't actually play into what we last saw in the last issue. Right towards the end of the issue, Rick and Pamela arrived at the Commonwealth, and that's where Michonne is. And Eugene, I don't think Eugene's there, is he? Yeah, I do think, actually, no, yeah, Eugene is at the Commonwealth. I think he went with Rick. So I do believe that the whole Michonne situation will be extended upon. The whole, this train thing, I'm not sure what's going on there in the cover. The whole train situation, I'm not sure what they were going with there. I mean, there's not really anything I can think of that would stand out on what situation is going on in the cover. But, I mean, the covers are never 100% accurate. They're always meant to portray something that does happen in the issue, but we never get to see the exact scene. It never looks the same. So there isn't a lot we can take from the cover, but we can, speculate about what is going on and how this will affect the story. For starters, what happened to Stephanie? Last time I checked, she was white, but now she's African American, which is, I'm not sure if that was an issue on Charlie Adler's part, but I mean, don't know, to be quite honest. Hopefully in this issue we'll get to see Pamela's dark side, or Pamela's other side, because we've only ever seen her positive energy side at the moment, and that's not what I believe she's all about. I think she was just putting on that like as an act when she was meeting all of these new people, our people, the survivors. But this issue, hopefully we'll get to see her reaction to what has gone down over at the Commonwealth, because a lot has happened. There's been mobs, there's been abuse, there's been murders, and of course, Michonne's been in quite the situation herself. Hopefully there's going to be a scene with Rick and Michonne, because that's something we've not seen now in a couple of months. A good handful of issues. And hopefully she will explain to Rick what the situation is over at the Commonwealth, and that will kind of spring jump a new story arc, hopefully, in the sense of Rick trying to help the Commonwealth, or the Commonwealth trying to help them, and they're both coming together as harmony, because I really don't want the Commonwealth to become an enemy, because they have over 40,000 people and they are falling apart at the moment, which means I can see some sort of, this is in the future by the way, this isn't maybe the exact next issue, but maybe in the next couple of, maybe 10 issues, I can see a lot of the people from Commonwealth migrating, I can see a lot of the people from Commonwealth migrating over to the Alexandria, the Kingdom, Sanctuary, Hilltop, and maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe it's like a prison situation where a lot of the Woodbury people came over to the prison after the Woodbury fell. Maybe now the Commonwealth is falling. Alexandria and all them are going to acquire a lot of this manpower and a lot of these people, and that is what maybe extends the whole community itself. Because it's been a while since our survivors have extended. They've not been grown in a long time. We've been losing them ever so slowly, but we've never seen them propel upwards. They've always been going down since the new beginning, and that whole situation with the Commonwealth and the fact that they're going to be, they're kind of crumbling, people are chipping little pieces off, every single issue. Eventually they're going to get to a point where Pamela can't control them anymore, because there's that many of them and there's only one leader. Pamela can't control them all. She was struggling even before we met her. I mean, we know that a lot of her people were plotting against her to be able to take over the governor status, and there was never a point in the story where she had full control. So the fact that now Rick is there and he's witnessing the Commonwealth crumble, there is really only one thing that Rick can do: take over. Maybe not take over, but I'm more referring to the point of Rick can help them become quite a high member, try and get a lot of their people, Pamela's people, on his side. And that can be good, because if he can get all the people on his side, the government of the Commonwealth are going to have to fall into place. And I think that's how it's going to go. But as of very next issue, I can't really see a lot happening, because it's going to be another filler issue. Especially after what happened last issue, I can only see this issue becoming a more story-driven, to be able to get the story to go a lot further. I feel like just the next issue is going to be a lot of communication between Rick and the Commonwealth people. The next issue in itself, I don't think is going to be a massive issue. I think that a lot of points in this issue are going to relate to a future storyline. Maybe the storyline itself is the fall of the Commonwealth or something along those lines. Rick is going to be there to pick up the pieces, and that would be just amazing if, like, the Commonwealth starts to fall, Pamela loses control of all of her people, and Rick is just there kind of picking them up and putting them in his pocket and stuff like that. I think that's how it's going to go, and that's the only way I can see it happening without the Commonwealth becoming a very major issue to our characters. And of course there's the whole Mercer situation, where Mercer is actually trying to take over the Commonwealth to begin with a lot of his other Commonwealth soldiers like Frost. But with the way the Commonwealth story is going, I can't see where they can fit in Mercer's takeover, especially if Rick's there now. And I don't think Rick, looking at the Commonwealth situation and seeing how they're crumbling away, I don't think Rick is going to let Mercer do what he plans to do. I can also see Mercer becoming a good character, maybe, because he had that thing going on with Princess Junita Sanchez, where they were in that situation and he actually saved her life, and she kissed him and was like, "Oh, sorry, I thought we had a moment." And it was quite a good moment in the comics. But I could see Mercer becoming quite a good person. Maybe, like, not really replacing Dwight, because Dwight can never be replaced, but joining Dwight as one of Rick's right hand men. And because I don't really see him sticking with Pamela Milton for a tremendous amount of time in the future. Just from looking at how much the Commonwealth's crumbling away, I don't even think he'd want to take over, even if he could. Yeah, so I hope you guys did enjoy this. I mean, I've been recording for 20 minutes, and I don't even think the video is going to be half that amount, which because I didn't have a script, I was stumbling a bit, and at least I now know in the future that I'm going to have a script in order to make bloody sense. But yeah, this wasn't really like a next issue's predictions. From the way I was saying things and some of the stuff that I said, it was more of a prediction of the future for the comic books, because I didn't really give specific points that I think is going to be in the next issue. I gave points about where the story could go after this issue. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave it a like or not. Subscribe or not. It's completely up to you. I'll see you in the next one. Outro music.